everyone, this is Disode here again, doing part 2 of the Runcam Owl Plus review. I've had some time with the camera, I've got to test it, I've recorded a little clip of flying it so you can see it transition in low light. I'm very happy with this camera. When I think about what I've been using with the Lumineer 690 Ultra, the Runcam is pretty much beating it on all aspects. One of the major pros of this little cam is the lightweight. Even going from the original Owl to the Owl Plus and gaining from 9 grams to 15 grams, 17 grams with the bracket, the mounting bracket. It's amazingly light, super small. It works in the quad very well. It can be used on an airplane, any kind of small airplane, like I'm going to use it on, I have an old Mini-Max, which is a little light park flyer, slow plane, and it's going to enable me to use a small FPV setup on that. So when I'm in a small area or I'm at a small park, I can do a little bit of FPV flying. So that's, that's one of the humongous pros of this cam, is the lightweight of it. As far as features go in the OSD, I have messed with some of the features, but for the footage that I've shot is completely basic, because I think it's very important. And another huge pro of this camera is the fact that anybody out there who has no knowledge, and I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of FPV cams or camera settings, I've learned a little bit over the last few months when I've been using these night cameras and the Lumineer. This lets somebody plug and play out of the box and get night vision that is very well done, and that is a humongous plus. So if you're new into FPV and say you bought a Walkera Runner or a ZMR 250 or any of the smaller entry-level quads, I think you'd be very happy to replace your standard cam that you get with your quad with something like the Runcam Owl Plus. Like I said, it's plug and play. It enables you to, even if you don't fly full-time at night, it enables you to gain those late evening or early morning hours. For me, it's more late evening when I have time to fly. I can, before with the standard cam at say 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'm starting to push it, because when I turn away from the light source or the setting sun or anything like that, the screen will pretty much black out because of the metering on the standard cams. With this, it's flawless transition right into black and white. I can see everything I'm doing, so I'm flying clear up to 11 o'clock with literally no problems. I have done some flights completely in the dark. I had a little bit of problem with my easy cap, so I was not able to get a clip of that. But with a little bit of a full moon or a full moon flight, and knowing your terrain, there is no issues flying at nighttime. Everything looks bright and crisp. The darkness on, say, the trees or something like that, you would want to light up with a IR LED, which you can look up, and I may do another video on that in the future. But like I said, it's just a humongous plus on the camera. The Lumineer, I do believe that in the daytime, and like I said, I haven't completely messed with the settings a whole lot on the Owl Plus, but if you set it from auto to color, it does a lot better during the daytime. And with the OSD cable, that's very easy to do, depending on how you have it mounted on your quad, or whether you can get to plug in that OSD. It's still very easy to do. So it's a great daytime camera, a great nighttime camera, and a great transitional camera between the two on auto. The Lumineer, I believe, does a little bit better where I had, before I set it to default. If you remember in part 1, I set it back to default. Once I had the settings dialed in on the Lumineer I do believe does a little bit better on daytime flying. But I can't say that 100% because I have not dialed in all the settings that I can dial in on the Owl Plus for daytime. The transition speed as compared to the Lumineer 690 Ultra is leaps and bounds with the Owl Plus. You'll see in the little clip that I'm going to show here in a minute that it is flawless in its transition from color to black and white. So, and that is very important when you're flying a quadcopter or any kind of multi-rotor, to be able, if you're going fairly fast and you come underneath a set of trees and it goes dark, there is no time available for you to lose visibility. And the Owl Plus is masterful at that. I mean, 5 stars. It's the best transitioning camera between color and black and white that I have encountered. So, I highly recommend it. I mean, I'm very, very impressed with it, from the lightweight to the OSD added on to its transitioning speed. I did transition tests here in my hobby room down in the basement, and that's one thing, and it's another thing to be flying. When you're flying and you're moving along at a fairly good speed and that transition happens, it's so flawless that you're very, very thankful for that. So let's go to the video now, and you'll get to see it flying in action for just a minute or two and see the transition of how it goes. This clip is from 10:30 at night, so the sun's well below the hills. Still a little bit of light coming off the top of the tree area, but you can see that I'm still getting vivid color even with that low light, and then it transitions to black and white when it needs to transition, and it does it flawlessly. So let's watch that clip, and then we'll come back and we'll have closing comment. Back again now. As you can see from the video, like I said, that's straight live feed recorded with the Easy Cap, and it works flawless. It's a very, very amazing little device, and at the price point of $49, I believe it is, you can't really beat it. I don't think that there's anything that can compete right now currently on the market with the lightweight, the size, the OSD, the amazing transition speed between light and dark. Another thing is, I had mentioned in part 1, like I used the Runcam 2 a lot, and on 5 volts it did not want to, it wanted to shut off when the battery would start to get low. I'm having no issues whatsoever with that on the Runcam Owl Plus at 5 volts. That camera's on and it's solid clear till I land, and so that's a huge plus also. Like I said, just to wrap this up, I highly recommend it, especially for you new time flyers. If you want to get into doing some FPV night flying, or fly later in the evenings even, replace your cam. Go with something like this. It's a phenomenal product. And as always, I think Runcam is, there's a couple things that I've had issues with Runcam here and there, but they've been very small. I think they really knocked it out of the park with this one. I'm going to give it 5 stars if I had to give it a rating. So I hope you all go out and try it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. I'm probably going to add some other videos of using the Owl Plus on some planes, getting up higher in the air. I noticed that the higher you get at nighttime, if you get like, up above the tree level or whatnot, then it becomes even brighter. I'm also going to add on some infrared LEDs so that I can see better in really, really tight things in the middle of the night with zero light. So keep an eye on the channel for that. And like I said, great job, Runcam. Excellent product. Alright, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Please subscribe, and happy flights and good times, guys.